So here we have the Triumph Street Triple RS edition. This is the one that has the quick shifter on as standard, Brembo brakes, Olin suspension, 121 brake horsepower, 77. This has got the bar end mirrors on, which is a little bit strange. It's got a really funky dash on it. Okay. Let's see how this is then. It's got a nice sound to it. Nice sound. Oh yes, the Arrow exhaust definitely makes it sound good. You're feel a little bit more upright on this. I'm not sure I like the bar end mirrors or not yet. It's got that switch gear on it again, the one that you can't feel very well through your gloves. Yeah, these mirrors actually are pretty good. And your quick shifter up there. So that's how you change the modes. So we're in sport mode now. Yes, this has got a much more sports bike kind of feel to the way it handles. The MT-09 was a little bit more pedestrian. Well, not pedestrian, I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't a slow bike. This has got the Arrow exhaust on, which is not standard. There's less wind protection on this bike. I don't think this has got a screen on it. Not much of a screen. I don't know whether it's an option. I would hope it probably is. So here we are at 40 miles an hour. And we are doing 4,500 RPM. We're getting 40 mpg out of it. Funky dashboard, gear indicator. Lots of different modes, from track mode to road mode to rain mode. They just changed the throttle mapping again, not the power. And you've got different display modes as well. You can just cycle through all these different things on it. So there's our MPG and how much range we've got. So we've got 98 miles on this. We've got loads of fuel. Brakes are good on this bike. Sound is good on this bike. Riding position's good on this bike. Seats good on this bike, screen's good on this bike, power's good on this bike. It's difficult to find something I don't like. I mean, the only thing I don't like is the wind blast, but it's a naked bike, so you're going to get wind blast. That's what I mean, is some of the naked bikes give you less wind blast than others, and this one is quite pronounced wind blast because it hasn't got much of a little deflection screen on it. Who needs a litre bike when you've got something like this? I mean, everyday world usable power. This bike has all the power that you need. Why do you need 200 brake horsepower on the road? If you're doing track days a lot, yeah, it makes a difference. But in real life situation on the road, it's just, you just don't need it. You really do not need it. Come and ride something like this. I dare any sports bike rider who's admittedly stuck on that sports bike brain, you need 1000cc, you need 200 brake horsepower. Come and give one of these a go, and you will change your mind, without a doubt. And I think I like this one better than the MT-09, to be honest, but it would be £2 more, wouldn't it? If you want the S version, because there's two other versions of this bike as well, there's the more basic S version. And then the R version. But neither of those two have a quick shifter on them as standard. You can get one that's £300. This is a smaller CC engine, but it revs around to 12,000 RPM. It doesn't feel like it's running out of puff either, as it's approaching that red line. Know what the back end's doing on this bike. Oh, much stiffer. Definitely kicking your ass. It's not so good on the road over these bumpy roads. Oh, very hard suspension. I mean, it's soaking them up alright. It's not knocking the bike offline or anything. Yeah, the clutch is bites very far out. It almost felt like it was not giving me any power then at all. But so yeah, turns, U's no problem on this bike. Yeah, the suspension's rock hard. So there is something I don't particularly like about this bike. It's the rock hard suspension. on these roads in particular. This is why I brought it down here, because I knew this was bumpy. So the MT-09 was definitely better on this road in terms of not breaking my back out. On a track though, this bike would be superb. It feels, because it's a naked bike, it feels like you're going very, very fast. It's the same thing when you get into something like an MX-5. There's not huge bags of amount of power there, but it feels like you're going quick. It's the nice, pleasant, cold English countryside with sheep, rollers, probably cricket club. Yeah, that's what England is about. Cricket and cucumber sandwiches. 30-mile-an-hour limits with nice loud exhaust. I've no idea what the standard exhaust sounds like. Probably not as nice as this one. This is an M can, it's probably a few £100 extra. I'll find out about it. But we're on a British motorcycle in a British town, and that's what we like, isn't it? Be patriotic. Bye, British. Back into the 40s. Yeah, I was saying earlier on, there are two other versions of this motorcycle, and that is the S model, which is the basic one, which costs about £8,000, and then the R model, which is a step up, and they've got slightly different horsepower, not so much as to make that much difference, to be honest. The S has got basic suspension, it's not adjustable, I believe. This has got the full Öhlins and shower suspension, Öhlin rear shock, fully adjustable front forks. There is a little bit of vibration in the bar end mirrors. The other bikes don't have the bar end mirrors, and the S version of the bike unfortunately doesn't have this really nice TFT screen. Only the R and the RS versions have those. I think if you were going to have one motorcycle in your garage, you'd be very happy with this bike. I've even forgotten that my hands are cold riding this, because it really doesn't matter.